From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty crime stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work. We will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims. Hey guys, Bullhorn Betty here. I usually don't do celebrity type of stuff, but Matthew Perry is near and dear to my heart. I'm Bullhorn Betty. I cover true crime, and lo and behold, there have been arrests made. This is where he was found in his hot tub and met his demise and everybody was really shocked because we had learned that Matthew Perry was, getting help for his substance abuse issues and was really on the right track. And then boom, we hear of his death in October, and we're all shaking our heads as to what happened. According to people that showed up to his home, there was nothing out in the open that could possibly have pointed to an overdose of any kind. It appeared that he had died from natural causes until the autopsy came back. And when the autopsy came back, it was a mind blower. They found lethal amounts of ketamine in his system, the amounts that were used for general anesthetic, and he succumbed to that. He most likely passed out in the pool or in the jacuzzi and went underwater drowning, and that was the cause of death. Well, I'm learning that today they have made multiple arrests, including one doctor, and this was a joint effort between the UPS, the FDA, the DEA, all these different alphabet soups of our federal departments. And this is also coming on heels of a rapper and people going to jail for pushing those through the mail and other things. But my problem is now we have two celebrities that have their dealers and other people going to jail. But what about the rest of the people in this country? Are they going to be doing this for every parent that's losing their child? Or is this some special service that they're giving to only, high net worth individuals when they succumb to drug use? I'd like to see this more happening across the board. There's a lot of people that are using their phones to order this. Anyways, there were arrests made, including a doctor. I'd like to know if this is only special for, celebrities, because we had this go on. Let's say Michael Jackson was really the first one, right? We learned about Michael Jackson's doctor, which was really highly disturbing, that he would literally go over there, I think, on a daily basis, and when he's ready to go to bed, stick a needle. Like, it's a little problematic for me. And then we hear of this rapper, because the TMZ actually broke the death of Matthew Perry back in October, but also was following the story of the rapper. And the rapper, and I can't remember the rapper's name, but they did put this in the article, but I can't remember where it was. Let me just keep reading. Ryan Rivas. Yes, that's it. Ryan Rivas got 11 years as the middleman who delivered substances laced with fent to Mac Miller, resulting in the rapper's death. So the Mac Miller is another somebody that everybody knew, you know? So it makes me wonder what is going on here. I didn't know that there was going to be multiple people, or there was going to be this huge federal investigation into Matthew Perry's death. And people are using their phones more and more to buy this type of stuff, you know? So why aren't law enforcement going through more and more phones and arresting these, alleged dealers that where their clientele winds up unalive, you know? So there's a lot of parents, especially on this platform, a lot of kids on this platform have lost friends, have lost other people by the substances being used and being purchased and solicited through the mail. And so at some point, it's getting harder and harder to detect this stuff in the mail because of packaging, techniques and things of that nature. So when somebody does succumb to that use, I think this type of investigation should be going into every one of them, because again, there are two sides to this, right? There's a person that's getting it and the person that wants it. And I think that they're both responsible, right? They're both responsible, but there's only one usually left that's alive. So that person has to end up. No, it's not even the dark web anymore, Judy. People are buying this on Instagram. They're buying this on Telegram. They literally have shops on these platforms. I didn't know it until we covered the Savannah Soto case. She was the 18-year-old mother that was like heavily pregnant, and she wound up in the car unalived with her boyfriend. And the pet, what is it? I can't remember the name of the people, but the son is the one that was that did the dirty deed, and his mother and his father helped him cover it up. So they're all three in jail in Texas, San Antonio, Texas. And I got to tell you that the Matthew Guerrera was a big time dealer, and he was selling this stuff right on Instagram and Telegram. People were purchasing it from him right there in public. So this stuff it's not the dark web anymore. It's not the dark web. It's readily available to our children on the platforms that they utilize. So that needs to, parents, you guys might really want to consider, if you got teenage kids, that's when they start experimenting. You need to start restricting those accounts. Because you don't know where your children are going. You don't know what your children are doing when you're not there. And now this stuff that used to be very difficult for us to find. I mean, back in my day, Mary Jane was like the worst thing. Mary Jane and some alcohol and cigarettes. Like that was the worst thing that we had going on for us, okay? This is hard, hard stuff. This is stuff that takes years to get off of once you get on it. This is not, a beer or a joint. This is some heavy stuff that they're able to purchase right on Instagram. So I'm just saying, just be careful what's out there. Matthew Perry, there's arrests made. I'm glad that there were some arrests made, especially if people were breaking the law. I'm a law and orders type of person, and it sounds like he was getting ketamine therapies for anxiety through his doctor, right? And so it sounds like he was on a proper regimen through his doctor. So he was definitely not using this as prescribed, because it wasn't prescribed. He was supposed to have this stuff at the doctor's office under doctor care. And it sounds like it went overboard, and he ultimately succumbed to his addiction. So if you're struggling with any type of addiction, please seek help. 90 meetings, 90 days. You can literally go on NACA or AA.org and literally find meetings. I promise you, there are literally a meeting probably closer to you than you think. So if you're struggling, please go get help that you need. You might have, a clean in you, but you might not have another recovery left in you. So God bless you that are struggling, and we'll talk to you guys soon.